Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I just wanted to sit down, chill, and just share with you guys 10 transgender struggles. Now, to be clear, those struggles that I'm about to list do not apply to every trans person in the world. Like, every trans person's journey is different. We all go through different things. But those are general struggles that most trans people, and including me, have been through and are going through every single day. So as some of you know, this video is part of my Pride Month special, where I'm posting videos celebrating Pride Month all June long. And by the way, if it wasn't for a black trans woman, Pride wouldn't even exist. Like, we wouldn't even be here. So yeah, before we get into this video, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And don't forget to turn your post notifications on so that you can get notified for every time I upload. And don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up and follow me on all my social media platforms. I'm only on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, and they're all Glammedbygigi. So if you want to know what the struggles of being transgender are, then keep on watching. So the points that I'm about to list are not going to be in any specific order. So the first struggle that I can think of is gender dysphoria. And if you don't know what gender dysphoria is, it's just the fact of identifying as the opposite gender that you were born with. Example, me, I am born male, but I identify as female. Like, just imagine being trapped in a body that isn't yours, that you don't identify with. Like, it is very hard, and you cannot really know how it feels unless you're in this situation. And this gender dysphoria is kind of the reason or the cause of this next struggle that I'm about to talk about, which is body dysmorphia. And body dysmorphia is basically the fact of just hating or just being really insecure about the body that you're in. It might be your whole body, it might be a specific body part or something. Like the fact that I am born male and my mind doesn't even think or process things as a male. Like, just imagine waking up every single day and just seeing things that are not supposed to be there, and you know deep inside that these organs, body parts, whatever you want to call it, are not supposed to be there, and that you're supposed to have something else. Like, this idea just hurts. Like, you cannot even imagine how much of a struggle this is, and you just have to live with it. Like, sometimes you don't even have the money to be able to change those, to be able to change how you look like, what you have, what you're supposed to have. And this brings me to my third struggle, which is healthcare. Transitioning costs a lot of money. Like, you cannot even imagine how expensive it is. Like, if you want to fully transition into the other sex, it can cost up to $50,000+, which really sucks, because not everyone has that amount of money, and so many trans people cannot afford it. Like, you have to pay for hormones, you have to pay for doctor visits, you have to pay for surgeries, you have to pay for laser hair removal in case you want to get your hair permanently removed. You have to pay, the thing that costs the most money is the sex reassignment surgery, whether you're a trans man or trans woman. I believe trans, female to male sex reassignment surgery costs up to $50,000 by itself. I believe, I'm not sure about this, but it's really expensive. And in Lebanon, the government doesn't cover any part of my transition, nothing at all. In some countries the governments do, but here in Lebanon and a lot of countries still, it doesn't cover anything. You have to pay it from your own money, which kind of sucks because it costs a lot. I've been on hormones for 2 months now, and girl. But transitioning and spending all of this money is way better than just living in fear and self-hate and depression. So the fourth struggle is coming out. And coming out as a trans person takes a lot of balls. Like, coming out in general takes, you have to be strong. You have to be a strong person to come out, even if you live in a positive and open-minded space. It's hard to come out. Imagine when you live in a negative, closed-minded, conservative society. Being trans is way more difficult than being gay or bisexual. Like, I'm not saying that coming out as gay or bisexual isn't hard, but like, just having the balls to come out as trans and to just change everything in your life is just very hard, and people who do it are very strong people because you have no idea how it feels. So the fifth point is hate, whether it's hate from people around you, whether it's self-hate. When you're trans, like, everyone experiences hate all around the world. Like, no one has never been hated on or whatever. But when you're trans, just take the hate and times it by 10. This is how much hate we get wherever we go. It's just crazy. Like, whether it's online or in real life, people are just vicious, and so many people are transphobic to a point where it gets to violence. Like, so many trans people get killed every single day around the world. You can look it up. The numbers are just crazy. And most of the people that hate on trans individuals are people that don't know how and what it feels to be trans. Like, put yourself in our shoes. Like, we already go through so much self-hate, and you're bombarding us with more hate. Like, please, just don't hate on something that you don't understand. So the next struggle is people calling us names. And some people call us every single name in the book. Like, first of all, I understand that the term transgender is not really understood by everyone, but there are words that are just really disgusting that people use to describe a trans person. Like, the words that I get, like, I don't know the words that, like, I don't know the names that trans men get, honestly, but in my case, I get the word she-male a lot. Like, people describe me as a she-male, which is, if you really know what she-male is, you wouldn't really use it. First of all, this word really has no meaning. So many trans people, so many trans women identify themselves as she-males, but they don't really know the depth of this word. But most trans women take that word as an offense. I find it very offensive. I don't like it when someone calls me a she-male or a tranny or a ladyboy or a man in a wig. Like, are you serious? Like, you can ask, like, it's not wrong to ask. You should ask or do your research. Google is your best friend. Like, you can know how to address those people. Really, like, you should really educate yourself on how to address those people, which brings me to my next struggle, which is pronouns. Like, just imagine yourself trying your best to look as the gender that you identify with, and people still call you with your real, like, assigned gender. Like, it really sucks. Like, so many people still refer to me as a man, and I get it. People don't really understand, aren't really educated about that subject. Like, you can also ask, like, you can ask those people, like, hey, do you prefer being referred to as a male or as a female? And they would tell you, and you just don't mess it up, you know what I mean? Like, people think that we as trans people don't get mad when people misgender us, but just imagine someone misgendering you. How mad would you get? Like, how defensive would you get? Like, again, I would tell you to put yourself in those people's shoes and just see how, and just imagine how hard it is for them, and just try to have some respect. Like, ask the person how they prefer to be referred to, and it's all good. The next struggle is people looking at transgender individuals differently. Like, people don't want to look at me as a woman. People always want to bring up that I am a male and stuff like that. What a cis woman can do, a trans woman cannot do. Or sometimes the opposite. Like, if a trans woman decides to wear sexy stuff and just be more revealing, it's okay for her to do so. But if a cis woman decides to wear something more revealing and more out there, then she's called a slut. Like, why would you discriminate between cis and trans women? Like, I would rather be called a slut than be differentiated from a cis woman. Like, you know what I mean? Like, women should be treated equally, whether they are trans, cis, black, white, Asian, whatever they are, they should all be treated equally. So the ninth struggle that I'm about to share is passing. And what passing is basically trying to pass as the sex you identify with. Like a trans woman trying to pass as a woman. This is something that most trans women struggle from. Like, you have to wear makeup, you have to shave, you have to do this, you have to do that, just in order to pass as a woman. Because there are a lot of transphobic people, and if someone knows that, and if those people know that you are trans, you might be in danger. Like, you might get violated, you might get abused, and so on. So you have to try your best to pass as a woman. So the last struggle is dating, and this is because dating when you're a trans person, I'm basically gonna talk about myself, a trans woman. Dating is the worst. Like, oh my god. Like, men in general look at women as if they are sex object. Like, whether these women are trans or cis, they always look at women as sex objects. And there's no denying in that. The men that respect women are very few. I don't know why. Men look at trans women differently, like all the time. As like example, I am on Tinder, and I do disclaim in my bio that I am trans and that I'm looking for something serious. I'm not looking for hookups and fun and all those things, because it's just not who I am anymore. Some guys do not read my bio and just talk to me as if I was a cis woman, and when they discover that I am trans, the way they talk to me just changes. They were talking to me like in a serious type of way. When they discover that I'm trans, it just changes, and they just start talking to me in a more sexual way. Like, and in general, men love trans women. Like, there is something very magical about us, and the fact that we are trans just attracts men towards us. And bitch, don't come and say like, bitch, you're ugly and I don't know what. My DMs say otherwise. Like, dating in the trans community just sucks. Men just want to hook up with trans women, and if they want to go in a relationship with them, it's always secretive. They never go public about it, and this is not something I want personally. Like, I don't want to go into a secretive relationship anymore because it sucks. Like, just imagine yourself being always kept as the secret, and just not being able to be happy with your partner and just going out and just stuff. Because most men are afraid of what society might say about them when they're dating a trans woman. Like, dating a trans woman isn't easy, let's face it. You have to be also strong to be able to face the criticism that comes with it. like every time I go on a date with someone, they just get so intimidated by me and just by how everyone looks at me and how everyone just stares at me and stuff. And they just can't take it, and they just can't go through a relationship with someone that is so scrutinized. You know, like wherever I go, I get people staring at me, I get people talking about me. Like, some men just cannot be with someone like that, and they cannot go public with a trans woman just because of their families and friends. And this doesn't really apply everywhere, like in Lebanon at least. I don't know how it feels. I don't know how it is for trans women and dating and stuff in the States and in the more open-minded countries, but in Lebanon at least it's very hard. Like, I do go on dates and I do get the attention of so many men, but it's always like, I don't know, I'm just at a very emotional phase right now, and I just need someone, but I know that I'm never gonna be able to find someone, at least here in Lebanon, that's gonna appreciate me and just love me for who I am, and not be afraid of what society might think. So this was the last point that I had to talk about, and I hope this video was informative and that it opened you more on the trans community, and that you just understood what we go through more and how we feel. If you are transgender, wherever you are in the world, just don't be afraid. There are so many people like you, and if you're struggling with any of these points, don't be afraid. It's all gonna work out for you in just a matter of time, and those struggles that I listed are nothing. There are still so many other struggles that I didn't really talk about. Thumbs this video up if you want like a part 2 to this video, like 10 extra, like 10 more. I think there are 10 more struggles that I can talk about. Thumbs this video up if you want to know about more struggles. And yeah, if you know someone that is transgender, just cherish them, just love them, and just be there for them, because it is very hard to be trans. And don't ever give up on someone because they are trans or part of the LGBTQ+ community, because we are already going through so much and we need someone to be there for us. So just imagine when you don't have anyone. It sucks. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Bye!